Hello, everyone. So we are about to go through the talk of the crypto town today. Have you guessed it? XRP. Now, I just want to reiterate that this video is not an entry signal or a sell signal, a trade setup. It is my overview, my thoughts, and my potential price targets and levels we may revisit. So less talking, let's just dive straight in, shall we? Let's go. So it is fair to say XRP has had a really good few weeks. Now, is that all because of XRP and it's on its own? No, we have entered bull market conditions, and there's a lot of signs opening up for alt season. There has been some positive news regarding XRP and payment systems and things with Swift and X, Y, and Z, but we're going to focus on the price action. So currently we're going to start with the low time frames and we're going to move on up, and then we'll start going into potential price predictions. This is going to maybe cause a stir. But currently at the moment, there's a few little signs of distributional plays here. It does not mean XRP is definitely going to go all the way back below $1 or anything like that. But if we just look at it from like a level-headed point of view, there's a couple of ways of looking at this. We could be putting in a bit of a rounded top. We could be looking at maybe, just maybe, a bit of a wonky head and shoulders just here. And then we'll have a neckline here. I know it's scruffy, but we're doing this pretty quickly, guys. Then you potentially got your double top here, or maybe your Bart Simpson pattern or your Batman pattern, whatever you want to call them nowadays. And then currently here, we could be having something similar. And this will be putting in, there's the high and there's a high, and that high is lower. So a lower high formation has now just printed after a epic run. So let's not take anything away from XRP in its current run. It has been epic. Now, what we've got to remember as well, just current guys, this is a huge cap coin. So to keep this going from here requires a hell of a lot of money. Maybe smart investors have now taken a step back. People who are coming just into the market are probably looking at it going, maybe there's more favorable opportunities currently. So there's just less buyers currently, and less buyers in the market can equal negative price action. You don't necessarily have to have loads of sellers, just the buyers are not in at the moment. There is an uptrend here. Well, of course, there's an uptrend here, but there is a trend here still to be held, as we can see. And it doesn't mean it's definitely going to break down, because we could also get a little bit of a broadening channel here, which is also a positive sign. And that actually gives XRP some crazy price predictions, but we're not going to run that from a channel or a 1 hour time frame. Now, something to just look out for if we do get that breakdown of trend. So any active traders out there, feel free. It's up to you. This is not that type of video. It's just a video to give you potential areas of demand. So we could, let's make these green, shall we? We could be looking at 1.955 if we do break this level to come back into 1.995. And we could even be looking in and around the 1.5, 1.52s. This doesn't mean, again, like I stress, it's gone bearish. This is just how markets work. They go up, they go down, sometimes go sideways, and then they'll make a new move. If we just start heading out onto the higher time frames, this does look very, very juicy, of course. But 1 minute, let me just get rid of these trends as well. And we're just going to head over, say for now, on the daily time frame. So this here was a hell of a lot of accumulation. It was actually, should we find out how much it was in terms of accumulation? Do apologize, guys. Sometimes I forget where my tools are up to. We could be looking at all the way from here before the big breakout, 917 days. We all know that XRP has a very, very strong following and sometimes a very strong army. So if you were persevering throughout this time, then well done to you. And I hope you're enjoying the gains. There was a lot of concern at one point for XRP holders, but this, we'll put it up here somewhere, this would have been textbook swing failure pattern to the lows, big liquidity grab, and that would have caused a bit of a concern. Then smart investors got back in, and then price action goes on. I would like to stress, because I think a lot of people might already know me from other socials, I don't have a dislike for XRP. I just like coins that are going to give me even more return than I was in XRP in the older days. I am going to put up some evidence just here, well, hopefully right now, of evidence of this being called multiple times, but one key signal that I gave in the Patreon group to all of my guys. We buy things low and we sell things high, and that is what we do. The other thing on these higher time frames right here is, can we possibly just get a pullback into them 197 levels? Kind of goes in quite well with that 1 hour, 4 hour type of view when we was on the lower time frames, and where we could be pulling back to, where the trend could be pulling back to, and local supports in its area. There's a couple of key indicators that a lot of people use. I mean, first of all, we can use the RSI. Yes, the RSI is very, very, very overheated now. But if anyone knows how to use an RSI properly, it's also actually a really big sign of strength currently. Being overbought straight away does not actually mean immediate sell signal. There's a load of things that you need to start preparing for after that. And that's why we have something what's called bearish divergences in the market, because it can take a long period of time for the bearishness to actually kick in, because price action is king. Let's have a little look at some others that a lot of people go through. We have the ribbon. If anyone knows of the ribbon, again, we do have contact pullback areas on the ribbon. If we come and bring this in a little bit closer, not far away from that previous level that we was highlighting, 1.98, 1.97, that ribbon does come in into around about one, currently anyway, 1.7. Now, with indicators, guys, just remember, the good and the not good at the same time. A lot of them are based on mathematical formulas. And if a million people are looking at the same indicator in the same way, and a million people automatically react the same way, very, very often the market can just go to that level, because a lot of markets are based on psychological type of behaviors. So should we enter into potential price targets? Hey, so ever since the beginning of dawn, and ever since the beginning of 2022, my price targets for XRP have always been roughly in and around $4 to $5. Now, from the lows of this cycle, I think that is very, very decent. I think it's a reasonable request. I think it's a reasonable price action. And if we go up to $4, that's a 13x on a very, very, very big cap coin. And if we're pushing it up to $5, this is if you bought round about the lows, then you'd be looking at a 16x if you was buying in and around them low levels. There is a couple of Fibonacci's that we could also be looking at as well, if people like to use fibs. Now, my settings on my fib are very, very, very different. I'm aware it comes up with the same reading. There's just a couple of processes that I just cut out because it's just pointless. So if we just go and pull the fib from cycle lows of 2020 into the highs of the 2021 bull run, we do get a bit of a stretch target here between $7 to $8. Now, $7 to $8 is a very lucrative target for the people that were obviously buying low, and you did have a lot of time to do so. So first of all, let's just check a couple of things. If we were going to get up to these levels, we would be looking at a nice, let's go into $8, shall we? 26x. So honestly, if anyone is able to 26x XRP this cycle, then I think you did pretty well. That also makes me quite excited for much lower cap ISO coins. And if anyone knows me well, I do like a low cap coin. Velo is one. Yes, it's massively up. Just like this is. But in terms of market cap and what else it could have to go inside, then you never know. Velo might be a coin to rotate into. Just saying. I'm not saying do it. Now, let's just leave that there a second at 26x. I just wanted to reiterate as well the importance, even going forward here, of buying things low and not FOMOing, because I personally wouldn't touch it at this point. I personally would be looking at other coins, because unless you don't mind this, but you do lose out on an extremely large amount of growth and amount of profit, life-changing profit. So from here to even the stretch price targets that would require ridiculous market cap. We would only be looking at a 2x from here. So it's not hate, it's not trashing in any way. But again, these likely better plays. I would be trading this now. I'd be trading it zone to zone, fib to fib. Fibs are like key areas of interest, guys. They're not necessarily supply and demand. So hopefully that helps you understanding the benefits of buying these markets low. There is still a lot of coins out there that have not done anywhere near these type of runs yet, or to their top side targets, even to get to previous highs, still have quite a good distance to go. I'll try and cover a few of my favorites in the next video, calling golden oldies. As things stand, XRP looking really good. There's the price targets. If you ever wanted to, a little snippet on the back, something that I always tell my students and what I tell the people in my community is whatever price target you are doing or whatever price target you are finding. So let's just use $5 and $8 as an example. Always look a little bit under for your realization of price. So I wouldn't wait bang on the round $5 round number. I would be more than happy to start taking profits out at the 4.4s, 4.5s. And then if we are heading into that 7.3, 7.2, again, I would be more than happy. So I'll be always taking them price targets just below. You have to always remove greed from markets. If people haven't learned anything from previous cycles, and if you were in the previous cycle and you rode everything all the way down and you're not going to learn this time, it's going to be a very uncomfortable journey for you. And there we have it, guys. Quick overview on XRP, unbiased, what we're seeing currently, what could happen, and where them price targets might be. As I said, congratulations to anyone that actually bought it early, the brave, the people that took risks when you were supposed to be taking risks. And if you are considering XRP now, just saying that your reward is going to be a lot less than your front runners on this market. That's it from me. I am Fitzo Crypto. I'll see you on the next. Ciao.